Welcome and welcome back to Diamond Words Podcast. My name is P.A. Clark and today we're bringing you PDO Threads Body. I've spoken about face already. Take a look at my previous episodes. There's a ton of information on that. But let's talk about the body today. What about PDO and body? Well, when we think of PDO and body, we're not thinking about moving features and shapes around. We're thinking about the skin. We're thinking about rejuvenating the skin, making that skin tighter, making that skin look better than it ever did before. So let's look at some of the areas that PDO can go. The first we're going to look at is the neck. PDO on the neck is absolutely amazing to increase the thickness of the skin. What is PDO? PDO threads are polydioxanone. What is that? Those are surgical threads. If you need surgery, for example, cardiac surgery, abdominal surgery, and the surgeon cannot go back in to remove the suture, he's going to use or she's going to use a absorbable thread, something that disintegrates on its own. And that is what PDO threads are. They disintegrate on their own. So once you apply the PDO threads in the neck, like our beautiful model here, what happens is the inflammatory response from that thread being there is what is producing a tremendous amount of collagen within the area. So when we use PDO on the body to create volume and thickness of the skin, we are using very short PDO threads to make the skin thicker, more taut. If we're using the longer bar PDO threads on the body, it just doesn't give a good result because the body doesn't do the same thing as the face. Always remember, from the chin up and from the chin down, two different worlds. Let's look at PDO for the tummy. PDO for the tummy is going to give us also tautness on the skin. It's going to relieve some of that sagginess, especially for females who've had children and now the skin or the tummy is kind of loosey-goosey. It's a little softer. It doesn't feel as tight. Or you've lost a lot of weight and you're so proud that you've lost the weight, but the skin just isn't responding or bouncing back. PDO on the tummy can actually help you. Now this depends. If there's too much skin, then yes, you're going to need a surgical option to cut the excess skin out and tug that skin down so that you have more tightness. However, when it comes to PDO on the tummy, what happens is that these threads actually go from here to here. They don't go all the way across. In this shot, these threads are the shorter threads, which is about 38 millimeters. So my assumption is whoever is doing these threads on this shot you're seeing probably will be adding additional PDO threads here, here, and here. So what we're looking to do is to actually form a matrix of threads under the skin to create that thickness and that tautness within the skin. PDO threads work two different ways. However, the short body PDO threads are typically the shorter, smooth or twist threads that allows the skin to grow thicker. And as it's growing thicker, you're getting more collagen and more tightness within the body. We have our next model, which is the inner thighs. Now we all know, most women understand that as you get a little older, if you're losing size in the thighs, that skin has nowhere to go. And there's no real option. You can't do surgery on the inner thighs. You're going to have two long scars from your crotch to your knees. That's not going to look good. So the only thing we can really do is to take PDO threads to try to tighten up that skin a little bit more. However, you may require several sessions. The cost can be high, but it sure beats having two thick scars on the inner thighs. So the PDO threads here on the thighs, what these are going to do, if I was treating this individual, and this is not my patient, this is not me, I would also cross-hatch these thighs with PDO threads going in this direction as well. Why would I do that? Well, here's the thing. The matrix of the skin itself doesn't grow just longitudinally or in one direction. It grows kind of in many different directions. It's a matrix of collagen tissue filling the area. And therefore, if I want perfect results, I will be going in many different directions within this person's upper thigh to create the best possible job for her thighs. What something like this cost? Now this looks like it's maybe 50 threads or more, and it's usually that's what it really takes. Several sessions, but each of these sessions should likely be between $2,000 and $3,000. It could be less, but it does cost quite an arm and a leg to get this result. And you have to make sure that you're with an injector who understands what they're doing. Why is that? If your PDO threads are placed too deep, you're not going to get any results. If your PDO threads are placed too shallow, you're not going to get any results, but you've already spent your $3,000. So you must make sure that you're with an individual who's doing this for quite some time, that they know exactly how to get that thread at the right depth. Let's look at the second one, which is going to be the PDO of the butt. Now, when I say the butt, I'm talking about the skin on the butt. The skin on the butt can have cellulite. That is normal. I'm not looking to remove cellulite on the body because it's a normal occurrence, and most treatments for cellulite are not necessarily very long term. Some of them create a lot of bruising, so they're not always the best treatment. However, PDO on the butt can smoothen the skin in the buttocks, causing a nice smooth exterior to the skin. Why is that happening? That's happening because we're increasing the skin covering the butt. If you're increasing the thickness of the skin, that skin becomes more resistive to creases and lines and wrinkles. However, PDO on the threads, I would be adding on this patient Sculptra, or I will be adding Radius. So these are two biostimulators that I love to use in conjunction with PDO threads. They work well. If you're using hyaluronic acid, it does not work well. It does not go well with threads, and it should not be placed in the body anyway. So PDO threads on the butt is a wonderful treatment for patients who are looking to have just smoother skin on the body and kind of really look their best, because nothing else works so great as PDO threads on the body. Let's take a look at stretch marks. Now, I know there's a big thing about let's get rid of our stretch marks. How do we get rid of our stretch marks? We need a treatment for the stretch marks. Stretch marks are normal, they're natural, they're beautiful on a woman. And if you're ever trying to remove stretch marks and you're paying money to remove stretch marks, you are wasting your money. Nothing removes stretch marks. Topical applications such as creams and lotions and oils do not remove stretch marks. Surgical options do not remove stretch marks. Fillers do not remove stretch marks. Botox do not remove stretch marks. And PRP does not remove stretch marks. Nothing removes stretch marks yet. Lasers do not remove stretch marks either. Now, why are these modalities, these treatments, peddled for stretch marks if they don't work? Well, the reason why they're being used is because you can improve the appearance of stretch marks, meaning you can make the skin look slightly better, but you cannot remove the stretch marks. If you understand what a stretch mark is a scar. And if you have any scars on your body, you know that no one on this earth can remove that scar. That is what a stretch mark is. I will reiterate, stretch marks are beautiful, and really don't waste money trying to remove the stretch marks, but you can spend money on making the region and the area look glorious and beautiful. That is the time we have on this episode of PDO for the body. I hope you have as much information as you were looking for. Before you pull the trigger and you pay for that expensive PDO treatment, don't forget to subscribe for more information, more helpful information. I will always tell you the way to go to get the best bang for your buck.